Don't forget. Some things mustn't be forgotten.
Nyt pitäisi olla ääntä.
Shadow hunting me. I must hurry. My name is Daniel. I live in London at Mayfair. What have I done? This is crazy.
Kyllähän mä voin niitä pelata, mutta
Siis Harry Potter.
I must stop him. Focus.
Espanja dubeilla. Se toimi viimeksi.
no, siis voihan mä D1 vaikka pelata. Joo, mut milloin? Okei. Okay.
Joo. Onks siellä nyt äänet?
Hä?
Oota valmiit.
Onks siellä kaikki valmiina?
Yes. All right. All right. So my name is Edward, and today we're going to be running through Amnesia: The Dark Descent. All right. So let's start. I'll tell you when to. And
Don't
start the
forget.
timer.
Some things mustn't
So
be
yes,
forgotten. Shadow hunting me. I must
getting
hurry.
applauded already.
My name is Daniel.
Damn.
I live in London.
So,
at
many of you might know this game
Mayfair.
as a scary game,
This is crazy.
but it's not.
Don't forget.
Um,
Don't forget. I must stop him. Focus.
I'm gonna show you
My name is.
how to play the game properly.
I am.
So this is just a sort of intro sequence in the game. Doesn't really, just kind of tells some of the story. Not really, but kind of. And now the actual run starts. The first part of this game is kind of an auto scroller. You can't really affect what happens. It's just sort of going on a script where whether you go slow or fast, it's just based on that script.
Yeah, it can vary by quite a bit actually here at the start, like 10 seconds maybe.
Yeah, around 10 to 15 seconds of like difference between. So now we're just going through these corridors. Nothing interesting. Although if you were playing this game casually, it would be very scary. All this stuff that's going on.
Aren't you scared? I'm scared.
Oh, I am. I'm shaking. But yeah, this is the part where the run actually starts, and that's a great way to start it.
Failed the first trick there.
Right? All right. So let's go. So in this run, we tend to go through walls a lot. Through walls, through roofs, whatever. And here we grab this little trigger that gives us 100% movement speed for the rest of the game. And there's the first trick. You just basically jam yourself in between a rock and the roof and jump, and you get pushed through.
Nice. Yeah, so the first area is one of the only places where we'll actually be inside bounds. There's only a few maps in the entire game that you don't go out of bounds with or in. And this is the dreaded entrance hall boost.
This is the infamous entrance hall boost, which is kind of annoying, but Also, pretty easy if you just get it right. And there we just basically do the same thing again. We jam ourselves inside that window frame and just jump. So our head is going to go through it. And then you just do some walking inside the window and
there's a
you
good
get
reason for it.
like
But you can light the lamp now.
pushed outside.
And normally
out
that
of bounds.
normally that previous area would be like this hub area that you go into all these different rooms to find all these different components that you need, and then you go through that final door that you just like clipped in and went through anyway.
So that skip alone saves probably like 10, 20 minutes even. And maybe even more if you're playing the game for the first time.
Yeah. And yeah, here things get pretty spooky.
Right. So the thing that there is that when you're in a cutscene or a flashback rather, the grunt ignores you until you're out of the cutscene. But here I'm having some trouble boosting myself outside the map again. And believe it or not, it's actually pretty easy to miss the click on the door. And that can actually kill your run if you miss it. And here is the very scary water monster that goes by the name of Karn, and he's very scary.
Yeah, this is one of the more infamous parts of the game that was.
All right. So there I
Making everybody shit their pants.
threw the bait to Karn, so he'll start eating it, so I can just pass him without any problems. And now we just run through here, pick up the hollow needle to pick lock this door that's locked, and we're out. All right, and for those who thought that Daniel can't fly, you're wrong. He actually can fly. And here we use this little piece of goo to boost ourselves out of bounds. And now basically just running out of bounds. Damn, that wasn't supposed to happen. So again, you just want to boost yourself out of bounds here using this piece of goo and run through the level out of bounds, so you don't need to worry about the water monster at all. Sometimes these walls and roofs can push you to the side, so I'll try to avoid that. And here, I'll try to boost myself to the next door by just jumping, spamming jump at that little piece of railing there will like send me flying in the air, and just I'll use that to boost myself up on to the next door. And here we just strafe at the wall and we go through. And we came here to pick this flow cycle rod, and then we'll go through the wall again.
And yeah, there it doesn't even save that much time, but it's just a few seconds faster, and it's so easy to clip that wall that why not do it?
Yeah. All right, the next room is going to be guest room. And in here, you would encounter the monster, the grunt, for the first time. Well, not the first time necessarily, but usually. But there we just jump out of bounds by jumping into that corner, and we will get the machine room key from behind that painting on the other side of the wall, which also skips flashback trigger. Here's going to be one of the longer sections of the game, which is storage. This we used to do with a trick called barrel armor, where you would clip inside a barrel and let the grunt hit you twice, and that would break a wall. But now we just go out of bounds and do it a lot faster. So I'll just put this box between the shelves. I will jump on top of the shelf and just jump until I boost myself out of bounds again. And now, this place is kind of dark, but you can just barely see what's in front of you. And I'll just jump across the roofs. There we clip back in bounds because we need to go and get 2 rest of the rods that we need to fix the elevator in order to progress to the next level. All right. So now we use this box to put us close enough to the roof so we can boost ourselves out of bounds again. And now we will just jump to the other side, clip back in bounds from that wall. That went really smooth. That's surprising. And then we will pick up rest of the drill parts because we will need the drill later on in the run. Now we will just run out of the storage and continue our way to the machine room where we will fix the elevator. And the elevator fixing is going to be sort of a puzzle, but it's really not a puzzle when you know what to do. There we wait for a bit, so some of the flashback will play during the loading screen, so it'll save us some time. Because in the flashbacks you will be moving slower than normal. Oh, wait. So this puzzle is just, you need to have 8 points up and 8 points down, and the easiest way to get that is just to do that with the levers. And here you want to put these rods into place, and how convenient they're in the order in my inventory that I'm supposed to put them in.
And yeah, holding these gears makes you move a little bit slower, so you wanna like toss them around and whatnot.
Yeah. Or just hold them like that, and
yeah.
All right. So there, I was trying to throw these cogwheels into place from a distance, so I wouldn't need to go up close to put them on the spikes, but I didn't hit one of them, so. But there I hit the coal into the burner from afar, so that saves like
5 minutes.
Right. Not even a second. All right, so now that the elevator's fixed, we're ready to move on to the next level, which is the prison or the dungeon area. It looks like a dungeon, but it's just a prison. All right. So now that we pull the lever, there's going to be an auto scroller where we just sit inside the elevator, and there's nothing you can do here, really. All you can do is just crouch, and if you exit the elevator where you're crouched, you will be still crouched when you enter the next area, and that makes you move so much slower, and you can actually exit the crouch before the little flashback ends, so you don't want to do that. All right. So the prison area is kind of scary because now we will actually be running away from the grunt, and hopefully he won't hit me.
This way.
But
Forgive me.
let's see.
I've warned you. One of my responsibilities as a baron
All right, so here I will grab this rock
is where criminals are locked
because holding heavy objects while in a flashback makes your movement speed increase for some reason. So holding this rock while in that flashback, you actually move at the default movement speed.
Yeah, I think it sets your movement speed to like 70%.
Yeah. All right, so here we take this chair, we throw it at the grunt. He will just sort of go back a bit. Then we come into this room, pick up the chipper. We run past him, and this is always a scary part because you don't know if he's going to catch up to you and hit you in the back. But surprisingly, this time he didn't.
Yeah, and once you're in the flashback, you're actually safe. They start ignoring you in flashbacks.
Yeah. All right. So now this is the prison north. Yeah, prison north. And here we just go through this little tunnel, and we throw these rocks away from the... And then we're just gonna run for a bit, and you see a bit of rubble here, and you're just gonna boost yourself out of bounds again.
Yeah, pretty much all of those rock piles can be used to get yourself out of bounds.
Yes.
And
All right.
again, you'd have to do some other stuff here to get to this door, but from out of bounds, you can just hit it like that.
Yes. All right. This is kind of an annoying boost, but it saves around 20 seconds over time because there is a flashback trigger in the middle of the room. So you skip the flashback trigger by boosting yourself over it, and then you just get on that pipe and jump over the trigger.
Yeah, and that allows you to do this part easier.
Yeah.
Because you don't have a flashback playing right now.
All right, so there we just like jump at the corner and it'll let us through. That's actually a pretty risky jump to do because if you have too much speed, you're just gonna fall off the side and die. But there is an invisible wall there that I needed to jump past. All right, when I was practicing this kind of like did a thing that doesn't usually happen, but thank God it didn't happen now.
Also, there's a naked guy here.
Right.
You didn't notice.
Yeah. All right, and here I will actually use a bit of a safer strat for this because I'm not comfortable doing the more risky strat. But there you just, I have a setup there that gets me through the wall pretty consistently, and basically you just walk through the wall again.
Yeah, and why he needed to do that is there's another flashback waiting there, and it would make this part harder.
And there you just basically walk through the wall again.
Yeah.
And now entering the probably the most annoying part of the run, the sewers, also known as the run killer. This is one of the only parts in the... Oh no. Scary stuff. This is one of the only parts in the run that actually loses you so much time that you don't want to even go on if you fail this. So we just try to get through this wall right now. All right, sweet, we got through. And then we jump back in bounds from here. And oh man.
Close.
So this is called the triple clip, and it is kind of hard to do.
This part
But
is really
yeah, this
annoying.
is kind of hard to try and get on that pillar, but
There you go.
thank God we made it. All right. So from now on, it's pretty safe. So
Nice.
we'll just run through this level out of bounds almost completely, and then we enter Nave, which is also, there are multiple Nave sections in this game, and thank God we didn't get hit there.
Yeah, damage also makes you move slower, so it's a bad idea to be damaged.
Here I will use this pillar to clip myself out of bounds again. I will just get pushed into the... All right, come on. There we go. And now I will look at that pillar, and I can just fall there without taking any damage, because there is a piece of roof that just resets your fall speed, so I don't take any fall damage. And now coming up is the, I think the longest section in the game. It's called the choir. And here we need to pick up 3 first pieces of the orb that we need to finish this game. And there's just going to be some dialogue playing here. Daniel remembers something. And there's going to be a really cool trick. I really hope I get it. It's, in my opinion, it's one of the coolest tricks in the game. Even with all the just running through walls and stuff, I think that's still like the coolest. Thank God I didn't trigger that Iron Maiden there. There is a like trigger there that makes the Iron Maiden just pop open, and there's some screaming sounds. All right, I really hope I get this. It's called the choir jump, and we got
Nice.
it. Nice. So yeah, basically what that does there is I use this ramp on the pillar to give me sort of boost, and then there's this ramp facing the other way that just pops me in the air if I time the jump correctly, and it'll just throw me over the gap. And it doesn't save that much time, only like 20 seconds maybe, but still, it's a really cool trick in my opinion, and glad I got it. So here we will just go over here, jump at this wall backwards, and we will go through it. All right, thank God I didn't clip back and bounce there.
Yeah, the danger with a lot of these out-of-bound boosts is that the game really wants to go back in bounds.
All right, so here we took some damage, but it doesn't matter because we're going to suicide here. We're going to drop down, and because we didn't pick up any low triggers during our way through choir, we will actually spawn at the door. So that'll save us a lot of time. We don't need to walk back to the entrance because we need to get out of here. And I forgot to disable the hints, but
You have to carry on.
yeah, that's all right. All right, so now we will enter Nave again from another door this time. All right, I will try this trick. I didn't get it earlier, but Hopefully it works now. All right, it worked.
Nice.
Nice. Oh, that's actually bad. I took a lot of damage from that fall, so it's kind of the problem with just spamming jump. There is a chance that you just get launched really high into the air, and that's not good either if you're not actually like doing it on purpose. So here we needed to get that boost to jump over this wall, and here's an invisible wall, but you just walk through it.
Just kind of shakes you a bit.
Yeah. All right, transept. This is probably one of the parts of the game that has changed the most in the past 2 years, because you used to just do this part casually, but now there is tricks that make it a bit faster.
Yeah.
Oh. All right, you pick up this piece of orb, and then you clip out of bounds using this pillar. Yay, we got through. And now you will basically do most of the level out of bounds. Here I'll use this pillar to boost myself on top of this roof. There we go. And then I will actually just fall down again, pick up this piece of orb out of bounds.
And yeah, what that does is just allows you to avoid one of those flashbacks, and you move super slow in them, so
Yeah.
it's quite nice.
And it's a pretty long flashback that we skipped over there, picking up the last piece of orb, so that saves a lot of time. Now heading over to pick up the last piece of the orb, and that'll actually trigger an event in Chancel so that we can get further in the game. All right, Nave 3. Again, we will just enter the room and try to clip it out of bounds as soon as possible. Didn't get it on the first try. It's okay. Not on the second. Not on the third. Yeah. All right, there we go. So you just sort of need to time your jump right, and you will clip through that wall, and you just sort of strafe to the right and land on the floor.
So I don't know why, but grabbing that box there really helps you get back in bounds. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't make any sense, but it just makes you go in bounds.
All right. So now I could have used Aladdinum to get my movement speed back up to normal, but
Yeah, you might actually die here. I don't know.
oh my god.
Oh no.
What am I going to do?
God.
Damn.
Oh no.
All
It's
right.
over.
It's over.
Sleep.
Actually, here the grunts will just take you to this prison cell, and here's gonna be the fastest, probably the fastest prison break of all time. You will just jump on this table, jump into this little hole, if I can fit in it. No. Damn. All right, I'll take this away.
It's kind of weird.
Kind of weird, but it's okay.
Normally you can just like land in between the bars and then like wiggle your way through, and then the bar will also drop.
Yeah.
But,
So, all right, I escaped the prison now.
Yeah.
So now I'm on my way to enter Nave again.
Left or right? I guess
Oh,
that's
damn.
the wrong way.
There, actually, the whichever corridor you choose first is going to collapse every time. So you just want to trigger the crash or collapse, and then you just go to the other one. So here, entering Nave again. And now it's actually going to be a bit different because the thing called Shadow is taking over the Brennenburg Castle. So there is just a lot of this pink goo. And please don't get hit here. Thank you. That goo just can randomly hit you, and it's not cool. And there I was actually supposed to try to fall on that goo and avoid the fall damage, but I kind of missed it, and I took a lot of damage.
And yeah, as you can see, now you're moving really slowly.
Yeah.
That's why you want to avoid all the damage you can.
But again, I will not waste a Latinum because I will most likely need it for the last trick in the game.
Yeah.
And it's good to have full health for that last trick. And the health regenerates up to 50% on its own. So at 50%, you start moving at 100% speed again. But here we are actually closing in on the end of this game. This is one of the last tricks of the game. I will just boost myself on top of here. I will try to do this with low HP. Doesn't work.
This
Yeah.
can be also pretty hard with low HP.
Yeah. So I will need to use one Latinum here. Hopefully I don't need to use another one though. Alright, thank
There you
God.
go.
Alright, so here we will just jump here. Enter the inner sanctum. We skip a whole lot of stuff by going over that electric fence thing that's blocking our way. We will just walk over it. Alright, so here's the last trick of the run. Hopefully I will get it. This used to be a pain in the ass for me, but please. I've lost so many runs to this, it's insane.
Yeah, this is kind of funny because sometimes you just come here and you walk right through, and sometimes you spend like 30 minutes trying to
Yeah.
ram yourself into this wall.
Alright, I will just try to wiggle myself through,
There you go.
and there we go.
Somebody ready on time?
Alright, this is the last room in the game. Here we just make these pillars fall, and when Alexander says, "No, you fool," time's up. So,
time.
Alright, that went pretty smooth.
Yeah,
I'm surprised.
it's pretty good.
But yeah, there's the naked ghost that we've been after for this whole game. And yeah, that's Amnesia: The Dark Descent done the correct way,
Yeah, pretty creepy.
right? All right. So here is just the sort of the end sequence of the game. Daniel just walks around in the different rooms that you've gone through in the game, and here you can actually go out of bounds even in this part of the game because the wall doesn't exist here. You can just walk through it. And let's get the chair throw.
I believe.
Yes! All right. This run was all kinds of good. We got the chair throw. All right. That is Amnesia: The Dark Descent. I thank you for your time. And yeah,